Hi everyone and welcome to Nicko's Kitchen's What You Want. Today's recipe request comes in from the Facebook user Brandon Barzenbach, and he's asked me to make some riole or some rice pudding. So let's get started.
He's got budget meals Monday, what you want Wednesday, fast food Friday, what else could he share? It's Nicko's Kitchen where satisfying meals are prepared.
So guys, the first thing that we're going to do with our riole, just into a large pot, I'm going to be adding in our rice. Now, I'm using some arborio rice today, and I just love the flavour of this. It's got that creamy texture that I love to have in my rice pudding. And to the rice, I'm going to be adding our milk. Now, make sure you use full cream milk, guys, because you're going to get a much better flavour. Next in, I'm going to be adding in some caster sugar. And lastly, into the mix, I'm going to be adding in some vanilla bean paste. And I love vanilla bean paste. It is a little bit expensive. If you can't get your hands on it or you don't want to pay that much, vanilla extract will be fine. Now we're going to give this a good mix around, and I've just turned the heat onto a low heat. We want to do this nice and slow, and we want to gently bring it to a simmer and simmer this for 30 minutes. And you'll find that rice will just soak up all that beautiful milk, the sugar and the vanilla, and it will start to get really creamy. Now you don't have to stir it constantly. Come back every sort of 5 minutes, just give it a quick stir. You don't have to stir it all the time like a risotto. So while our rice is cooking, what I'm gonna do is butter the base of the dish that we're gonna be cooking the riole in the oven with. So I'm just using a pastry brush. I'm just going to brush the base and the sides with some butter, and this will help the rice from sticking to the sides and the bottom. Now another thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of caster sugar just into the dish, and I'm going to just swirl it around, and I'm just going to get it sticking to that butter, and it will create a nice sugary crust on the outside of our riole, our rice pudding. And just get rid of the excess sugar, and we'll just leave that to the side. And our rice pudding is coming along beautifully. It's just thickened up slightly. The rice isn't cooked yet, okay, it's still raw, but this is where we want to leave it. So I've turned the heat off completely, okay, and this is the texture that you want. You can see that rice isn't cooked yet, but it's going to finish cooking in the oven. So over on our dish, I'm going to be pouring in our rice. Just using a spatula, just level it out to the edges. So what I'm going to do now is pop it in the oven for 30 minutes at 150 degrees C. So I've just pulled out our riole out of the oven, and it smells so good, and it looks a treat, let me tell you, but we're not finished just yet. Now on the top of this, we're going to be making a brulee to go over the top, and that's sugar that's caramelized on the top like a toffee as we crunch through it. So I've got some sugar here in a sifter, and I'm just going to sift the sugar just on the top. Now you're going to need a kitchen torch to make the brulee. You can get these in kitchen shops. They're available there, and they're very inexpensive now, and it's a great tool to have in the kitchen for this sort of thing. And I'm just going to blast the sugar and caramelize it until it goes nice and golden brown. And just have a look at that caramel crust over the top. Let's get stuck into this bad boy, shall we? You know, I can remember the smell when my mum and my nan used to make this for me. My mum especially loves French cooking, and she used to make riole all the time. And when I make it, it just takes me back, and I like my riole thicker rather than milky, but it's just a personal preference. If you like yours a bit creamier, a bit milkier, then just add more milk. But let's get stuck into this. You know, that is extraordinary. The flavors, the simplicity, that beautiful milk, the sugar, that caramel crust on the top, the vanilla. It is so simple, but it is so delicious. All the ingredients are below, so check it out. I'll see you this Friday for Fast Food Friday. So until then, you take care.